Hey everybody, and welcome to Northernlion Plays Sniper Elite 3. If you're confused about naming conventions, Sniper Elite V2 was the last official game in the franchise, but it was named V2, not necessarily because it was the second one in the franchise, although it might have been, but after the V2 rocket, you know, that Germany was developing as kind of like an explosive delivering device to reach long-distance targets. In any case, Sniper Elite 3 is the third game in the series, if you ignore the Nazi zombie army stuff, and Rebellion and 505 Games, the developer and publisher respectively, have given me permission to start my Let's Play of it right now, which is really cool because I played a decent amount of the previous kind of 3 iterations of this series, including the Nazi zombie army stuff, and I can get down with some, I don't want to call it a guilty pleasure, that's a little derisive, but you know, this is not necessarily high art, it's a lot of like old school World War II style shooting, but what's kind of cool about this one is that unlike the vast majority of World War II shooters, it does not take place in Europe, in particular, you know, France and Germany, or, you know, even on the Eastern Front as well, not to like say that that's not important, but this one takes place in North Africa, which is a, you know, oft forgotten about by casual World War II knowledge, people, you know, fronts of the war, which is really cool. So we're fighting in Libya and Egypt and, you know, Ethiopia and in and around there. So we're going to get started, and we're going to play through the first mission over the course of this video. So I'm going to do a new game, which should hopefully work. Current game progress will be lost. I find that acceptable. And we're going to play on Sniper Elite difficulty. Another thing that's cool about this, normally I play on Marksman because it's like the normal difficulty level. But we're going to play on Sniper Elite because I want to crank it up the difficulty a little bit. But there's also like Authentic, which allows you to have like very realistic bullet physics and stuff like that. And enemies that are obviously super strong. You can also customize the difficulty as you see fit. So you could have like super difficult enemies but not realistic bullets. Or you could have very easy enemies but very realistic bullets. And we're going to play... we're going to go back here, and we're just going to play on the kind of, you know, hard difficulty, but not super hard. I'm going to shut up.
Under the Axis boot, forcing an Allied retreat. Their supply lines for food and raw materials are crippled. The Suez Canal is a lifeline, connecting Britain with its empire and Middle Eastern oil, making the war in North Africa crucial. As the British and Axis armies face each other across the Libyan-Egypt border, the front line swings like a pendulum across the western desert. A harsh, unforgiving strip of land between the Mediterranean and the Sahara. Mechanized warfare has come of age. Here, tanks are king. I've arrived in Tobruk off a boat filled with replacements and reinforcements. Young men blindly rushing to their deaths. None of them are comfortable having someone like me around. Suits me fine. Most of them won't make it out of here alive. Rommel was kicked out during Operation Crusader, but Axis forces are once again sweeping across the western desert. The Gazala Gallop began with the Allied retreat, and Rommel is at the city's throat. There's no time for tactics. 35,000 of us have one order. Hold Tobruk.
It's going to start with a bang here, so I just wanted to give you notice that I'm here in case you need to turn your speakers down a little bit, because I'm probably going to be much louder than the game.
Snipers are needed the wall!
Alright, so straight up, if you are not familiar with what Sniper Elite is and what it does, basically, it's not just like a shooting game, it's a stealth action game. You could kind of describe it as a little bit like Splinter Cell with a sniper rifle, which I think is... I'm just going to ignore that for now, which I think is a pretty apt way to describe it for the most part. So, what we can do is we can look at enemies using our sniper rifle, as you can see right here, and then we can hold our breath, and then we can shoot them, and you'll see what Sniper Elite is known for, the extraordinary kill cam, which obviously, let me just pause this for a second and take the volume down just a little bit, like, this, well, we can test it like this, can we? Okay, speak to me.
Hände hoch! Tötet sie alle! Jetzt hab ich dich!
That sounds good to me. And Yeah, that's pretty good as well. I apologize for that. I should have had that set up in advance. But yeah, basically, the main draw here is the shooting. And, you know, you can turn off, by the way, as far as I am aware, the ability to see where the bullet will actually land when you hold your breath. I need it on, even at this difficulty level, just so that I can actually get some progress and not miss with every shot, because you need to make every single shot count here. So this is very much a tutorial stage. We'll try to accomplish the secondary objectives in order to... oh, God, I... did not mean to do that. We'll try to accomplish the secondary objectives in order to make it a little bit more difficult. I'm playing on the PC, by the way, in case you're wondering what's up, and I do want to point out as well that if you're interested in seeing a more critical look at this game, you should wait for the Let's Look At, which should be up around the time of release. This is just a Let's Play, not necessarily review or first impression style content. So let's see if we can take this dude out. Let's shoot him somewhere other than the head, so we can get a bit of a different kill cam. You can, of course, also make the kill cams, you know, completely off, or have them less frequent, or have them without x-rays if that's what you want. But really, if you're playing or watching some Sniper Elite, I think you want these juicy kill cams for the most part. So we got an intestine shot there. And of course, killing these enemies in various ways, you know, gives you experience points. You use those experience points, well, to level up, which allows you to get new equipment. One thing that's kind of cool in this, and I'm not sure if this was actually in Sniper Elite V2, but in this one, you can actually use your binoculars to tag, like, vehicular parts, and you can actually use those, if I hit escape instead of B, I apologize, to kind of find out areas on these vehicles that are not, one second here, I'm going to zoom in a little further, that are vulnerable, and by doing so, let's put these away. You can shoot them and disable the vehicles very easily. So there's the gas tank. Let's give this a try here. Had to aim very much on top of it, but I like that. I think if I ever get good at this game, which is unlikely, I want to play with like realistic physics and not being able to actually see where the bullet is going to drop to and having to gauge it for yourself. That sounds like a serious freaking challenge. Anyway. Again, very much a tutorialized stage, but we'll get this out of the way, and then we'll tackle the first major mission, which is probably about 20 to 25 minutes long, based on the time I beat it on normal difficulty level in the next episode. In this one, I'm going to try to, you know, show you some interesting stuff that goes on in this game. The fact that it's held in North Africa instead of Europe is also, I kind of like it from a visual standpoint, and this is like a really, you know, weird point to make. We need to equip a med kit here, so we can heal ourselves like that. Again, if we wanted to play realistically, I'm sure we could just not take this stuff. But it gives you these kind of cool, like, sandy and, you know, bloom-filled vistas. Whereas with most of the Sniper Elite stuff that I played before, you know, you're in, like, a Dutch town, and it looks like Saving Private Ryan, which is fine. It's a great film, and it's a great aesthetic, but, you know, it's gray, and it's muted, and it's, you know, kind of... not suburban, but, you know, urban, if that makes sense. I really like being in the, kind of in the desert here. It's a cool environment that doesn't get shown off an awful lot in games outside of, you know, some genres, I suppose. So we also have the ability to stealth kill enemies, and this is why I called this Splinter Cell with a sniper rifle, because, you know, the fact that it's called Sniper Elite is enough to make you think that you're just going to be using your sniper rifle all the darn time, but in actuality... you really just want to use the sniper rifle to kill enemies that you can't kill any other way. We're just going to search some corpses here. We leveled up and unlocked some new weapons. We can completely change our loadout before a match if we want to. Oh, this poor guy. Sometimes the way that people get stuck is actually hilarious in this game. He chipped his tooth on the freaking crate there. That's got a smart. Anyway, you got anything good for me? We could pick up his assault rifle. We do have... oh, that guy's mouth is just freaking blue. I don't know what's up with that, but, you know, there's some kind of weird nerve gas thing going on here that I'm not familiar with. His fingers are blue, too. No, those are just his buttons. Okay. They've been dead for a while, apparently, and they were murdered by B.J. Blazkowicz dressed as a clown. All right. So we do have some other weapons. We have an assault rifle. I would recommend not using it unless things... like, you really don't want to get in a firefight. Like this. The way you want to handle it is you from very far away, and, you know, with a sniper rifle zoomed in, shoot them straight through the cerebral cortex, not with this Tommy gun at close range. So you can see here, this is important for me to refresh my memory. Okay. As the yellow meter fills up, they're spotting you. When it's full, they're suspicious. Red circle, they're searching. Full red circle, they're attacking. Okay, good to know. In addition to our assault rifle, we also have what's called the well rod here. And what this is a silenced pistol, which sucks, but if you shoot enemies in the head, they will die. So we have a what am I trying to say here? A secondary objective, and that secondary objective is to kill 8 enemies silently. Now, there are not a whole lot of enemies in the game. So in order to kill 8 of them silently, or in this level, I should say, in order to kill 8 of them silently as we search this guy's corpse, I think we're gonna have to be pretty lucky here. So I'm just gonna stay back, and I think when that guy's like covering his ears and closing his eyes, we'll be able to murder his friend, and then probably repeat the process again just a second later. They're a little busy loading artillery here, so they can't see me. Alright, so this should allow me to get this guy taken out. This guy seems to have noticed what's wrong. This is not really a stealth takedown, but they're going to count it, and I appreciate that. Okay, so that went really well. When I went through this on normal difficulty, I actually used the silenced pistol, and it was easier. A lot easier because you're, you know, as it might dawn on you, not having to get super close to enemies. Instead, you can just sneak around them. So I don't know if there's some kind of secret area over here. As far as, like, you know, texture-wise, ooh, hello. How it looks compared to Sniper Elite V2, I'm not sure if it's on the same engine or if it's on a different engine, but I think the game looks pretty good. Some of the texture work, you know, is not necessarily fantastic, but I am playing on medium for the sake of, you know, having good filmable gameplay. Oh, yeah, okay, so I'm an idiot. But I killed him before he alerted anybody else, so that could have gone worse. It certainly could have gone better, and now it might be nearly impossible for me to reach that secondary objective. No, there's enough enemies. We'll be able to do it. Okay. So again, I'm making it a little trickier on myself because I've already done this level. So instead of using our ranged pistol, we'll slow it down here. Now I have dynamite. I can use that dynamite. This is just telling us, I like the way that the presentation of the game works, by the way. This is just telling us that whenever there's an icon, like in the top middle of our screen, you'll see it in a second. I'll point it out when it shows up there. Basically, whenever that shows up, as you can see, there's silence, so the enemies actually can't hear me. So this is a very good time, for example, to take like a shot with your sniper rifle. Just wait till he's got it all filled. There's 6 shots on this one. Crazy. Alright, so they move out of the way. Get you taken down. That'll be our optional objective, and then I'll do exactly the same thing here. Now, our objective right now is to disable or kill all of these artillery operators or the artillery themselves. So we're going to keep doing what we're doing here. It's working out pretty well. Everything's laid out on the map here. 55 meters that way is a Nebelwaffe, and another Nebelwaffe 68 meters in that direction. So we're just going to slowly make our way through here. Keep in mind, if the game looks very easy right now, this is very much a tutorialized section. I died like 20 times on the next level trying to be, you know, Jude Law in Enemy at the Gates, and it did not work out very well for me. So now we can start to, if we want to at least, you know, use our pistol to take out enemies, because we've already gotten our optional objective. I don't know if you get more points one way or the other. To be honest with you, I don't really care. You know, this is like BK, have it your way. I'd rather play the game the way I want to play the game. So it's going to be silent here in a second. Let's try to shoot both of these guys in the amount of time. Not silent, sorry. It's going to be too loud, that's the thing. Let's try to shoot both of these guys in the amount of time that it takes for that silence to be over. And we got one more. This guy's like, oh no, what happened? You know, I feel bad for saying that kind of stuff. I think I maybe alerted an enemy, or at least made them suspicious. Let's get real low here. But I'm fighting Nazis, alright? I actually think that some of the people, or some of the enemies that you're fighting are, you know, the Italian army from the North African front. But you know, they're kind of on the Nazi side. I relish games where you fight Nazis. Really should not have done that. I relish games where you kind of fight Nazis because you can take all the like moral ambiguity out of it. Oh, pretty close. There we go. You can take all the moral ambiguity out of it. You're fighting, you know, history's greatest villains. So I don't think we need to feel too bad about saying the things that I just said. Mind you, of course, have a level of human compassion, but also remember that this is it's a video game. It's intended for adults. There we go. And we've more or less killed all of the enemies that we were going to encounter, so I feel pretty good about that. Now, there's like 2 enemies left over here. They're already suspicious. I bunged it up. We could have been way stealthier, but that's okay. I wonder if we can maybe get a kill with dynamite before the end. Let me come back here and grab our dynamite. So you can throw this. You can also throw things like, oh god, that was really bad. You can also throw things like rocks and get. I'm gonna bandage up quickly here. You know, get distractions and stuff like that. Where did that dynamite even go? These rocks are painted with my blood. All right, slow it down here. You peek out a little. Oh, there we go. That's gonna be probably the last mistake you make in your life. Oh, and good. There we go. Remember, we are on a higher difficulty level, so I think the enemies are a little smarter than they were when I played through myself. And I believe that that will actually be the end of our first mission here. So again, it's kind of a tiny one, but oh, maybe it's not actually.
Might as well check the ridge.
Where is this last guy? You can cheat a little bit with the camera here. Oh, okay. Or maybe you can't. I should point out, by the way, there is like heart rate modeling stuff. So if you've just sprinted, you can't shoot as quickly, or you can't hold your breath as quickly, which makes sense. But then again, I'm gonna totally cheese that and then just bandage myself. Which, you know, if you get shot, just bandage yourself, no problems, right? Not the you know, I'm not gonna be a ghost for having completed the level this way. But oh, it will be complete. You can jump that. That's what they're trying to tutorialize there. I think this first level actually does a really good job of tutorializing things. Anyway, I'll talk about the relocation system in the next episode. But for now, we will just wait for these, you know, the Luftwaffe to destroy Tobruk, basically, here. And there you go. We'll see what our mission screen here is like at the end. We didn't get 530 kills. We got 530 points for kills. I know it would look like I killed, you know, 1/2 millionth of the Nazi army there, but I did not. So we got our optional objectives. We got some points. What did we unlock? That's what I want to see. Oh, I'll let them talk.
But my work had drawn the attention of British naval intelligence. They've been following one of Hitler's protégés sent to Africa. A ruthless advocate of nerve agents in the last war, General Franz Wahlen. Their informant, close to Wahlen, has gone dark, so they want me to investigate. My first port of call is the Gabaran Oasis, an Axis transport hub. Scout teams and commanders pass through here, along with intel. I have the cover of darkness on my side. There's a few officers in the area, so that's where I'll start my search. I can see plenty of elevation around the lake. Perfect to set up my rifle. If Wahlen's been here, there'll be a trail, and I'll find it.
Yeah, so that's the setup for our second mission. I just wanted to show off the new stuff we've unlocked. So the loadout screen is here. This shows us what we've got right now. As you can see, we've got the rifle. We got our... Is that an MP40? What do we have? Yeah, we do have the MP40. We've got the well rod, which we also have the German Luger unlocked, which does a little bit, well, it does the same amount of damage, but greater range and a much faster rate of fire, but it's not silent, as you can see. So I'm going to stick with the well rod. I think that was the thing that made things really difficult for me in the last one. We also have a new sniper rifle, which has way less scope wobble, way less recoil. This just seems better. Italian bolt-action rifle with high muzzle velocity and high recoil. Oh, I see. Actually, that's what it is. The recoil and scope wobble are getting worse. That's a cool way to show it off. I thought red meant it actually was decreasing from the first gun, but it means it's increasing, but it's worse. But we get high muzzle velocity and high recoil. A little bit higher damage. Let's try it out. We also have some various options here. We can have trip mines, which are really good for setting up like traps or ambushes, and we'll also have some landmines, which will be good for vehicular stuff. Instead of taking bandages, we can only take medkits. I think I should stick with 2 bandages and 2 medkits. And we can customize our rifle a little bit further. Instead of a standard scope, we could have, well, actually, I guess I don't have any of this stuff unlocked. My mistake. That'll happen later, I guess. In any case, you know, it's a game that, you know, this is my rifle, this is my gun, this one's for fighting, this one's for fun. It takes that very seriously. It's loving recreation of the guns here. But in any case, we can change our reticle, I guess, as well, if we want to. I kind of like the existing one. Is there one that's like a happy face or something like that? Probably not, huh? This one's pretty good. What about, though? Yeah, I kind of like this. Oh, we can't go with it. My mistake. Gotta unlock it somehow. by doing some stuff. That's fine. Anyway, I'm getting way too into the minutia here. Again, thanks for watching. We'll be back with episode 2. It's a much longer mission, I promise you that. But I don't want to shoehorn it into this one because it is a much longer mission and this episode will be an hour long. If you enjoyed the episode and want to see more, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. There will be more Sniper Elite V2 coming tomorrow with the second episode. And then more after the game releases. Speaking of which, if you want to check it out, it is available on Steam. And again, there will be a link for that in the video description below. If you're waiting for a more critical opinion, wait for the Let's Look At, which will be out the day of. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.